Welcome back to Pokemon XD. Last time we fought Chobin way too many times, and I have healed after that second fight, because you kind of want to be healed going into this place. We're finally going to find out, now that we have an upgraded scooter, just what this question mark in the desert is. So, let's waste no time and go there. Also, we get to see what the upgraded hover scooter looks like now. So this place is the wreck of the SS Libra. Now the music makes a little bit more sense. We have the protagonist's thoughts on the matter. There's not much to do outside, but we can just have a look at just what this ship looks like now. Anyway, time to head inside. And we'll immediately be greeted with an email. It was an email that I didn't want to be getting. Yeah, remind me of the fact that I'm going to have to do that later in the game. Oh boy, that's not going to be fun. But yes, we are greeted with, other than that email, strength puzzles, but without strength. See, this is cool. I like this. You can push these big crates of poker food. Also, something to note is that you can jump down from these ledges, just like you can ledges in the handheld Pokemon games. So that's cool. I really like this because it shows that Pokemon, like I said before, can do puzzles without needing HMs. So if you want strength puzzles, but don't want to have the annoyance of having to teach HMs to Pokemon and waste move slots on terrible moves, seriously, I really wish they do more things like this. Thankfully, in Gen 7, they finally got their act together and realized HMs were a terrible idea, and removed them entirely and replaced them with Ride Pokemon, which I'm very, very glad for. I'm also glad they made the few good HM moves into TMs, though, like Surf. But anyway, this area is going to be all about these pseudo-strength puzzles, and I actually kind of like them. But if we head up here, we get into a corridor that's surprisingly intact. Also, the purple liquid dripping out of those pipes, it actually doesn't mean anything ominous at all. It's just there because of reasons, I don't know. But if we go up here, we come face to face with another Cypher admin, and exclamation mark PG, please, watch your language. So it sounds like they're talking about that missing Bonsly. We probably should try and get to it before they do. And it turns out this is Goragan, the guy that Snaddle was mentioning. And this is Snidle. He likes to be like Fi. This guy is someone whose name we don't have yet. Goragan is probably not the easiest person to work under, although Lavrina definitely gives him competition in that department. He seems like the kind of guy you don't want to make angry, though. Speaking of which, hi there. So, we already knew what the recovery plan was from earlier. So, he's delegating the task of beating us to the grunts. It's not time for another admin fight. They definitely wouldn't give you a second admin fight so soon after the last one. And the lair, we haven't heard what that is. And there he goes. I admit those goggles he has around his neck are kind of cool. Wait a minute. So, we could already infer this from earlier. That's a pretty roundabout way of saying you're worse at the technical stuff than I am. And he's totally not just throwing the work onto someone else and ditching. And hiding behind big percentages and things like that. But anyway, we have to fight this guy now. This, ironically, is Cypher Peon Smarten, who actually isn't the guy who was going on about facts and figures and stuff. Also, I kind of like the way that flag is flapping in the distance, although if you look closely, it's really just a couple of frames of animation repeating. But it's better than nothing, I guess. This is, I believe, the one and only time we actually fight on board the ship, so that's kind of cool, I guess. They made a unique arena for this. And I wanted to show off Duskull here. I really want Thunderbolt, though. The thing is, now that we have Psychic, a Stab Psychic is better than a super effective Shockwave, unless it's 4 times effective. But a Helping Handed Psychic, let's see if this does decent damage to the Huntail. See, I love Helping Hand on Duskull because Duskull's actual attack power is pretty bad, so usually it's more productive to... Oh, please don't flinch me, that would be not good. Well, you hit the wrong thing, thankfully. I've already used up my turn, so you can't even flinch me. But, yeah, usually it'll be doing more damage overall by using Helping Hand to boost its partner's damage rather than actually attacking itself. So, I like that. This is super effective against Lyra, so... Oh, don't hit a lot of times, please. It's already too late. 4 times. I really want to Gardevoir as soon as I can, because Gardevoir is just a lot better than Kirlia is. I probably should switch Duskull out, too. Because you're going to go down to a second bite. This Huntail is actually surprisingly strong. It has another move that hits kind of hard, so I'll try and get rid of the... Cacnea could use Needle Arm. I may want to Ice Beam, but that probably won't want to KO anyway. Might as well try and get rid of the Huntail. I mean, I could go for a Helping Hand boosted Ice Beam, which would probably one-shot the Cacnea, but then I'd likely be dooming Duskull to getting Bite, so let's just switch you out. Don't want you to go down in your first real battle. I've remembered to remove the experience share as well, so that I don't, you know, have Duskull hogging all the experience and nobody else getting any. Good, Huntail is gone. Oh, I should have realized that. I'm faster than the Huntail, so... If I'd left Duskull in, Duskull might have been safe. And what is it with people looking like that and using Teddiursa? You're an exact clone of Naps, and you also... I thought you had Needle Arm, and that's definitely a one-shot. Because anything decently powerful and super effective against Kavana is going to be a one-shot. I still feel like getting rid of the Huntail was a good idea, though, because that Huntail is pretty scary. It has Rock Tomb, and with its decent attack stat, Rock Tomb does a lot of damage. So anyway, let's, we can have a Teddy versus Teddy fight. Oh, hey, they're even opposite genders, that's kind of funny. And that Cacnea alone is not really much of a threat. I guess I can try and take out the Teddy. Yes, let's just smash the Teddy. That sounds really cruel, I'm sorry. Wow, I didn't even need Helping Hand to one-shot you. Yeah, in a practice run of this, I actually went for Helping Hand just to make sure that I got the one-shot there, but I didn't need it. And this is why I'm annoyed that I lost Lyra earlier, because she'd really help against this Coughing. Forgot this Cacnea had Pin Missile. Thankfully, I was right about it having Needle Arm, though. Now, that is not going to be super effective. Definitely not super effective. And only hit twice. I could have used that back with Lyra. Now, I want this Coughing to go down. Thankfully, another return will do it, because Poison is going to be super effective against Ricky. For some reason, I once thought that Fighting resists Poison. It's actually the other way around, and I knew that it was the other way around, but sometimes I keep thinking that Fighting resists Poison, but it does not, and that means that Breloom is in fact weak to Poison, so don't let it get hit by Poison moves. I think that Coughing might be at the level where it learns Self-Destruct too. Wait, really? Wow, is that a... Okay, I'm a little bit speechless, because there's no way you learn that naturally by level up. That has to be a tutor move, because it's not a TM in this generation, so... Wow, random trainers having tutor moves is pretty insane. I'll go ahead and look that up and probably put an annotation on the screen if that's not the case, but I swear Cacnea does not learn that by level up naturally. So, that would mean that it's a tutor move, which is really weird. Anyway, guess Smarten needs to change his name to Dumbton. And he's gone. But we have this guy here. Let's hope he's not working with them. So, this is a homeless guy who's living in this ship. So you do get a heal here, thankfully. You don't really need it, though, because there are no other fights on the SS Libra. But my team was in pretty rough shape after that. So he's hearing these spooky noises from the ship's hull. Really, though, it's likely that's just the Bonsly, which is what we came here for. So let's go and check it out. Also, I like this touch. That shirt there is the same shirt the casual guy trainer class wears. So, maybe miners on their days off become casual guys. I don't know. I like the detail in this guy's little home, too. Looks like there's a diary there, but you can't read it. Now, if we head down here, we go deeper into the bowels of the ship. That there is a battle CD. I made the mistake of picking that up in an earlier recording attempt. I really hope this isn't a battle CD. But yeah, that's a weird way to have the first fail channel. Here's a newspaper. SS Libra set sail. Cargo of Pokemon and big dreams. Well, those dreams turned into nightmares, I guess. This leads back outside. Oh wow, he actually doesn't let you leave until you've investigated the ship's depths? Okay then. I should mention something then. You probably should, if you have any Shadow Pokemon with Mirror B that you haven't snagged yet, you should probably snag them before you come to the SS Libra. I thought you had an opportunity to leave before you went down here, but you don't. So, just saying that you might want to do that. Down here we have yet more pseudo-strength puzzles. Guess while I'm doing this I can talk a bit about the SS Libra itself. Now there's actually kind of a, the puzzle here is kind of cool. What you need to do to get the item over there is you need to go up here, and need to jump down from here and push it up. That'll give you access to that item. Some of these puzzles are kind of clever. And here we get the Firestone. If you got Vulpix earlier in ONBS and you want to be using it, that is the Firestone that you need for it. Unless you deliberately chose the Firestone at Gate and Port and didn't evolve Eevee with it. Which I guess is an option too, but not many people think of that. Over here we have 2 PP ups, which is kind of nice. That's probably enough to max Fire Blast. And let's just drop down there. It's very easy to accidentally drop off these ledges. Anyway, though, we need to push this up to continue, but we can jump down behind it to get ourselves an item. The SS Libra, though, it's something that I feel a lot of Pokemon fans make out to be a lot creepier than it actually is. Kind of like Lavender Town. There's a lot of people who just love saying, oh, Cypher obviously killed everyone on board. And I know that a giant ship like this being... because it's implied that Shadow Lugia accidentally dropped this into the desert. And the fact that the ship broke in half on impact... yeah, let's not gloss over the fact that might have actually caused some fatalities. But to say that Cypher outright murdered everyone on board the ship... that's probably reading too far into things, and to be honest, I don't think they really intended for you to think about what happened to the people on board this ship. The Pokemon they explained, but the people? I feel like it's something that, narrative-wise, we're not expected to think about that. Now this puzzle's a little interesting. What I like doing here is pushing this one up one. You can't actually push this back. These grey areas of the floor, you can't have crates on top of them. But if we push this up... to... actually, here I'll be able to get across, but I want to push this up a little bit further so that I can make a bridge here, and then swing it back around and use this box from the other side to make our bridge over to the stairs. But yeah, I don't know, it's just, I feel like a lot of people make out the SS Libra subplot to be darker than it really is. I don't think it's supposed to be that dark. The darkest thing about it is that a whole lot of Pokemon were stolen and made into Shadow Pokemon. Anyway, there we have TM35, which I'm pretty positive is Flamethrower. Yes, it is. I could replace Fire Blast with that now, but I kind of feel like Flareon needs the power. And there we get a yellow flute. A yellow flute is in our items pocket, and it's an infinite use item, I believe, in this generation, that snaps Pokemon out of confusion, so now we don't have to worry about using status healing items to do that. Speaking of which, I might want to just try and use a PP up on Fire Blast, just to see if I can max that, because I probably will be keeping that. And that is probably max, let me check. Yeah, it's now 8, that's its maximum. So if we go up here, there's the Bonsly. And it's kind of busy sleeping. So if we approach it loudly and noisily, that actually is its cry from Gen 4, so they really did think ahead, although I'm almost positive that Diamond and Pearl were in development at the time this game was. So Bonsly runs away whenever we go near it. Now, you might think this is a situation like the Farfetch'd in Gold and Silver, where you have to corner it. It's not. This is a bit of a guide, dang it, and a lot of people have trouble with this. How you catch the Bonsly is tilt the control stick very, very slightly and slowly creep up on it. Nothing in the game tells you that this is useful, and this is the one time in the game where you have to do this. So it can be a little bit difficult to figure out. I know a lot of people online in FAQs ask about this, so let's slowly approach the Bonsly. And this always happens. The Bonsly is always scared off by this email, but you only get this email if you successfully approach Bonsly. So, this is from Acri in Gate and Port. She wants to write a novel. Well, as much as the fame would be nice, that just scared away Bonsly. Dang it. So, Bonsly is gone for now, but if we pick this up, we get leftovers. I might give that to Duskull right now. Speaking of which, I have a couple of nickname ideas for this Duskull, but I'm not entirely sure what to call her yet. So let's head back. Really, nothing else to do but to head back. And yeah, just proof of concept, you can't push that one down, so you have to push this one. Takes a little while to get back, thanks to needing to push all these boxes. But I've really said everything that I want to about this place, and since we've got all the items, there's actually no reason to come back here, so it's kind of a short area. Which is kind of a shame, since it kind of has a cool atmosphere to it and some kind of nice puzzles. I don't know, I guess I can say that this sort of reminds me of the Battle on the St. Anne episode in the Pokemon anime, where the ship sinks, and I suppose that explains why in Red and Blue the SS Anne never comes back to port. And yeah, here, this guy immediately meets you. And let's just tell him what happens. So, it was a Bonsly. I suppose there are certain Pokemon that if they were down there, you'd probably sleep worse at night. I don't know, which Pokemon are known to do bad things to humans? I know that a lot of ghost types are, like Drifloon or Drifblim. So, here is a hint as to how to continue this quest. Finding Bonsly now becomes a side quest. I want to show that later because there is a very good reward for finding it, but from now on, in order to find Bonsly, you have to put Pokesnacks at Pokespots and just hope that it goes there. There's also another Gen 4 cameo that might show up when you're looking for Bonsly though, so that can get annoying. We can come back and see him whenever we want to. Just for healing, but it's not really that useful since, like I said, there are no fights here. So, nothing else to do but to go out of the ship. I suppose you can see the edge of the top part here. But it's not like there are any more items to find. So, let's go. Now I've done that, we can continue on our quest. Though we really don't have any more leads right now, so it'd be kind of nice if something exciting happened the moment that we got out of here. Hello there, kanji for thief in Japanese. I believe you do actually battle this guy back in Colosseum. So yeah, there's no way in a million years that we'll be giving this to them, so let's fight. Or... Wait a minute, no, you can't do that. Attacking a trainer is against the rules, would jack this game's age rating way,